Okay, welcome back to Lateral Casts. Today we introduce you to our very first segment that we're going to use on our new schedule from here on out. You wanna you wanna start things off with explain the schedule, Nick?
Sure. So we'll be posting 3 times per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. For Monday,
Mm-hmm.
we will be having Trivia Mondays,
Mm-hmm.
Debate Wednesdays, and Fantasy Football Fridays. So just that's our schedule each week. Come back, do the same things. Well, not the same things, but same discussions.
And we still have our newly found YouTube that we made about last week. Last week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Lateral Cast, and don't forget to look at our Twitter. We post updates there.
Link that
We
in the
tell,
description.
hmm and before things begin, we have some not so breaking and not so relevant, but interesting news. Um, big fan, a player of mine that I've show great interest in, Matt Ryan, was shown today playing baseball with the Atlanta Braves today. And that's really it. I just thought that was something to share. Not much breaking news today. Not much relevant news either, but thought it was cool to see Matt Ryan playing baseball with Atlanta.
Yep.
Interesting sights. Uh, yeah. So, I guess we can begin.
Well, first, do you want me to explain how this trivia is gonna go?
Go ahead.
Okay. So we each have 10 questions, and we'll be switching off questions. Like, I ask a question, then you answer, then you ask a question, then I answer. And each question, we have 4 multiple choice answers for. So, it's not impossible. But,
Mm.
you know, it's going to be hard. And also, we're playing MLB The Show in the background, just, for fun.
You'll have a nice watch and listen while
Yep.
we talk about trivia facts that we found and learned today. So, I guess we can get things started, but before we do, after each question, we're gonna debrief a little bit on the topic, just for some, I don't know, just to talk about, so we're not completely bored. Be like, you ask one question, move on. That'll be a little too boring. So we're gonna debrief a little bit on each topic and question we have.
Okay.
So I'm gonna find a team to play for MLB The Show, and then once you, okay, now let's get started. Um, I'll go first. Let me get my pen out.
Okay. Get your
I
pen
have
out.
10 questions here. I'm gonna find one to start off with. Let's see.
Okay.
I'll start off with I think a pretty easy, not really easy, but a basic question.
Mm-hmm.
So, which teams have a total of 2 rings, and how many are there?
Jeez. You have multiple choice answers?
This one is the only one I don't have multiple choice
Okay.
answers to because you should. I want you to list the teams that have 2 rings, just
Okay.
2 rings,
Two
no more, no
rings.
less.
Okay. Buccaneers.
One.
Ravens?
Yep.
Um. Oh, Jesus. Wow. Is it already gonna be this bad?
We should see. You got 2 of them now.
Bengals? I don't know.
The Bengals
They even
have
have.
no rings,
Yeah,
actually.
okay, whatever. Um. Vikings don't have one. Wait, do they have one? No, they don't. They don't. Well, no, they don't. Uh.
I can give you a hint.
Packers?
There, there,
No, no, no. Wait, no.
there are 5 teams with 2 rings total, and you just named 2.
Okay. Titans?
Nope.
That's. Let's see. Oh my god. Oh, okay, yeah, give me a hint.
Okay, so you named 2 out of 5, and one of them was recent.
Chiefs?
Yep.
Okay. That's 3.
You got Bucks, Chiefs, Ravens, and 2 more.
Chargers? No, no, no. Okay. 49ers?
No.
Oh my god. Okay. Panthers?
You want another? No. You want
Dude.
another hint?
Yeah.
One of their wins, you could say, was something Tom Brady did in 2007.
Oh.
Almost did in 2007.
Giants?
No.
What? Dolphins?
Yes.
Okay. The Giants have 2, though. No, they don't have 2. Dude. Okay. Okay, so one more. One more. Jets?
Nope.
Dude. God. God, give me another hint, dude. My questions
Okay, you
are
named 4 of
terrible.
them. The last one. The last one. Their team has had a lot of success in the quarterback position, I should say. I don't know if it really helps.
Broncos?
No.
This is... Okay, a lot of success in the quarterback position. What? Bolts?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so I thought this was a nice question to start off with, a basic.
Yeah, very basic, and of course I don't... Oh, Jesus. First, I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Bucks, you know, especially this year, get their second ring. Chiefs last year. The Dolphins, they did what no one else has done. 2000, no, not 2000. What's it called? Undefeated season. Mainly impressive. That was very impressive.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So I don't think there's much to brief on this. It's just these teams have. I mean, honestly, besides the Bucks, these teams have had major success in history. I mean, it's so impressive that Bucks, they've had 2 rings and they've had the lowest win percentage.
Yeah.
So that's a fun little fact. So now we're on to first. You want to go to your second?
Sure, I'll go with my second.
Yeah, your first question?
My first question, yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry rushed for over 2,000 yards in the 2020 NFL season. What school did he attend in college?
In college?
Yep. I have multiple choice.
Okay.
So, A is LSU, B, Boston College, C, Oregon, or D, Alabama.
Okay, I don't think it was Alabama, and I don't think it was Boston. So
you have LSU or Oregon?
LSU and Oregon. I'm gonna say Oregon.
And it was Alabama.
Really?
The Alabama Crimson Tide. Yeah.
Wow, that's surprising.
I know.
I did not think it was Boston, but
Yeah, no, Boston.
Derrick Henry, hell of a season this year.
Yep.
That is very impressive, 1,000 yards. And the Titans themselves also had a lot of passing success this year too, so that just shows how great Derrick Henry was this year. He is one out of like 8 or 9 running backs to get over 2,000 yards, I believe. Yeah. I mean, he technically had an MVP caliber season as well. I mean, not really much I could say.
Yep.
All right. Let me find another question. So let me just cross out the one I just said. Let's see. Okay. Who was the 11th pick in the 2011 NFL draft? I got. All right. A. AJ Green. B. Patrick Peterson. C. Julio Jones. And D. J.J. Watt.
Okay. Okay. See, I know AJ Green was the 4th pick, so I don't think it's him.
Nice.
Let's see. I think I'm between Julio Jones and Patrick Peterson. I don't think it's J.J. Watt. I'm just gonna say Julio Jones.
Correct answer is actually J.J. Watt.
What?
Yeah.
This.
J.J. Watt was the 11th pick, and the 2011 draft had a lot of stars known to today. With Julio Jones was the 6th pick. Yeah, you were right. A.J. Green was the 4th. Patrick Peterson was the 5th. J.J. Watt was the 11th. And you have Cam Newton, who was the 1st overall. Von Miller, who was 2nd. Colin Kaepernick was also a part of this draft. I thought we should just include him. He was the 32nd pick. And a couple other people, like Kyle Rudolph, was in that draft. But yeah, 2011 was a very successful draft.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, but J.J. Watt was a little low.
Yeah, that's actually. I'm
Depending on
surprised.
who he turned out to be.
Okay. Now my question, which we kind of already talked about, how many players rushed for 2,000 yards in a season? I guess we already talked about this. But...
Okay. Is
Anyway.
there multiple choice there?
Yeah. Okay. I have 5, 6, 7, or 8.
I'm gonna go with 8.
Yeah, that's right. That's pretty easy, but.
All right. Well, I mean, that's a creative question because it's very rare to get over 2,000 yards. You have to be very talented to do that. You also have to have a lot of strength. And a few of those people who have over 2,000 yards did it when there were only 14 games. So that's like O.J. Simpson.
Yep.
That is very impressive.
I mean,
Derrick Henry, of course, was also still improvement.
Yep.
But yeah. Okay. I'll go.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find. Who currently is ranked 10th all-time in passing yards? Eli Manning, Dan Marino, John Elway, or Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan.
All-time
I
right
think it's
now.
Matt Ryan.
You think it's Matt Ryan? Close, but oh.
Okay, well, I
Was
said
that your final
close.
answer?
I mean, sure,
I'll
that's
give
my
you
final
another.
answer, I think.
You sure?
I guess so.
I'll give you another.
Give me another try?
It's not Matt Ryan, but I'll give you a
Okay.
second chance.
Okay. And it's gotta be Eli Manning.
The correct answer is John Elway.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
swear I was just
so
looking
Matt
at them.
Ryan, Matt Ryan was ranked 9th right now, who is probably on the uprise of beating some like Eli Manning, who was 8th, and
Yeah.
Dan Marino was 6th.
Yeah, I knew Dan Marino was decently high, so I just didn't
Yeah,
even.
and people like Dan Marino and John Elway, they played in a time where, passing wasn't
As big,
well,
yeah.
no, it wasn't as big. Yeah, it was still a time where people weren't as athletic as they are now. It's crazy how people have evolved now.
I mean, you don't see a DK Metcalf in 1985.
Exactly. But yeah, John Elway is currently 10th, and who knows, he might even drop a little lower.
Yep.
Depends on who surpasses him in the future.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. This one's an easy one. Okay, wait. The Vikings have had a successful rushing and passing offense. Which team did Kirk Cousins play for prior to Minnesota?
I think I know this without multiple choice.
Yep. I would not be surprised.
Is it Washington?
It sure is.
All right.
Well,
Yeah, Kirk Cousins. I mean, I think right now he's an average quarterback. I mean, I feel like some people underrate him, but there's nothing really special to his name.
I think he's top 15. Probably.
You could argue that, yeah.
15.
It's
so.
just he doesn't have anything to his name. Would you say he's a franchise quarterback?
I mean, he could. I think so. Sure, yeah. He's
I mean,
okay enough for a franchise.
He has the weapons with him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have good in the line, but in defense. But yeah, I think
that's true.
he's. But yeah, he had some. I don't want to say success in Washington, but I do know that he was on Washington. So
Yep.
good question.
Gotta throw in
All
an
right.
easy one.
Oh man. All right, so let me go. My next question. All right. What city did the Rams franchise start in?
The Rams.
St. Louis, San Diego, Los Angeles, or Cleveland?
I'm gonna say St. Louis. Yeah.
When I found out this fact, I was also very surprised, but it's not St. Louis. It is in fact Cleveland. They started in. I know. They have moved quite a lot in their history.
Yeah.
As they are now in Los Angeles, but they were in St. Louis a couple years ago, and they have been most of their franchise. They started off in Cleveland, surprising or not.
Huh.
Yeah, relocation for a franchise, pretty weird. I know all the Raiders did it this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess there's really not much to say about that.
Yeah, that's just... Did not know that.
But I thought, yeah, it was definitely a cool fact. Now the Cleveland Browns are now in Cleveland.
Yep.
Showing modest improvement, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now you can go to you.
Okay. Steve Young was the star quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Who was his go-to receiver? I have A... No, you gotta listen to my options. I have A, Josh Gordon. B, John Taylor. C, Jerry Rice. Or D, Brent Jones.
No Terrell Owens?
Not gonna say anything.
Well, before you said that, I was very certain it was Terrell Owens. I know he was very successful under Steve Young.
Of course.
Wow.
This is his,
Well,
I guess this is the early days of Steve Young.
I guess so.
Well,
If
that's...
it's not Terrell Owens, then I would assume the greatest receiver, Jerry Rice. I'm going to go with that.
Oh, that was a terrible question. Dude, yes, you're right. But, you know, I thought it was going to be some trickery. I thought there was going to be some trickery.
I really thought it was Terrell Owens. I'm not going to lie. But it makes sense that Jerry Rice was his go-to receiver because there's no one like Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
He is the greatest receiver in all of NFL history. Broken multiple records. All-time, like, receiving yards. No, I don't think anyone's ever going to beat.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, him and Steve Young, and also Joe Montana. I mean, period history right there. In 90s, it was just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Great success for the 49ers franchise. But okay. I'm very surprised that Terrell Owens is considered go-to man.
Yeah.
Because in reality, if you think about it, with Jerry Rice, probably being double covered all the time when it's like man to man. You'd think that Terrell Owens was more reliable option, but okay.
I don't think Terrell Owens is in the team until like 95, I think.
I know he was on later
Yeah.
in the 90s, but they still had that sort
No,
of
yeah, yeah.
relationship.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right. Who has the nickname Purple Jesus?
Huh.
Is it A. Adrian Peterson, B. Ed Reed, C. Ray Lewis, or D. Randy Moss?
Dude. Those are way too good of options. Oh my god.
I know. I had some fun creating the choices.
Yeah.
New inning set to get underway, and that'll bring forth the
Okay.
outfielder, Nicholas Castellanos.
Say the middle two again.
Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch.
Well, I'll just say it all again. A. Adrian Peterson, B. Ed Reed, C. Ray Lewis, D. Randy Moss.
I'm gonna say Ed Reed.
Now into the box.
As you can tell, all the choices were on a team that consists of purple, Ravens, and Vikings.
Yeah.
So I can see why you think it's Ed Reed, but it is in fact Adrian Peterson.
What? I should probably know that.
I know.
Into the windup. Here comes the
Well, I didn't know this. I looked up Adrian Peterson. I was looking him up on Pro Football Reference, and I just happened to see nickname Purple Jesus, and I was like, that's a funny name.
I mean,
And
that's
that could be applied to a lot of people,
Yeah.
especially on the Ravens. Oh yeah, I mean, all these people who were purple were very successful on their teams.
Hmm.
Are all-star legends.
So now into the
And Adrian Peterson, I mean, currently in free agency, don't know where he'll end up.
Hopefully retiring.
Hasn't announced retirement yet, but if any teams pick him up, I know he was currently this year on the Lions, but
Yep.
okay, future see. So
Okay.
now your turn.
This one gets a little bit harder.
All right.
Until Madden 01, every cover of Madden had, of course, John Madden on it. But who was the first player to be on a Madden cover? Was it A. Dante Culpepper, B. Drew Brees, C. Eddie George, or D. Peyton Manning?
2 balls, 2 strikes, a crucial count.
All right.
Pitcher and hitter, so
It definitely wasn't Drew Brees or Peyton Manning.
mound in that count. He is still
Okay.
Who-
strikeout here.
I think it was Culpepper.
I think it's Culpepper? Okay.
Well
Yeah.
above the letters with the
I
fastball
finally
that
said
time.
Culpepper.
It was Eddie George.
Wow.
Titans running back, of course.
Yep.
It's kind of weird, but I mean,
It is shocking.
the guy.
Yeah. I've never really. Besides this year, I've never really been a fan of Madden, but that's an interesting fact.
Yep.
I really thought it was Culpepper because I knew it wasn't Drew Brees or Peyton Manning. They seem like two
Yeah.
recent stars to be the first on a Madden cover, but
I mean, I think.
yeah, it was between.
Yeah.
I think it was between those two.
I mean, when Drew
Okay.
Brees Drew Brees got drafted in 2001, right? And Madden 01 came out in 2000, so he wasn't even drafted. I
Yeah.
just thought that'd be funny to add in. But I mean, I guess I put Peyton Manning because I thought that was believable. But I mean, yeah, I guess he was only like
It is, but
3 or 4 years
I think
in.
I think he was drafted a little too early to
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. So I'm gonna let's see. So this this recent NFL 2021 draft was very surprising this year, especially as Patriots fans.
Mhm.
It was also the first time in a while where 3 QBs went in the first 3 rounds. Now, when was the last time? When was the last time there was a draft where 3 QBs went right away in the first round, except for this year?
Hmm.
There is A. 2019, B 2004, C 1999, D 1983.
So is this QB's going in the top 3?
So in the first round, 1, 2, 3, all
Oh,
quarterbacks.
okay. Let's see. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So 2019 got drafted then. Kyler Murray. No, I don't think it couldn't have been then. Kyler Murray, Josh. No, that wasn't even Josh Rosen. I don't think it was then. 2004. Okay. Okay, it could have been 2004. 1999. I honestly. 1999 and 1983. There's no way I'm gonna know anyone. I'm gonna say 2004. I'm gonna say 2004.
You gonna say 2004?
Yep.
Well, if anyone listened to our last week podcast, you know that we talked a lot about 2004 draft.
Mhm.
When we talked about Eli Manning and his Hall of Fame debate. It was not 2004, as Eli was the first, but second round was not a quarterback, surprisingly enough. But in fact, 1999 was the correct answer.
Interesting.
Yeah, and in the second round, star quarterback, Jonathan McNabb was picked.
Right? He got picked in 1999. Really? Jeez. Thought he
Yeah.
was way older than that. That's
Yeah,
surprising.
first pick was QB Tim Couch,
Oh,
selected
yeah.
by the Cleveland Browns,
Forgot about that.
and pick number 3 was Achilles Smith, quarterback for the Bengals.
Huh.
Well, yeah, Donovan McNabb was the second pick.
Interesting. He had a decent career in Philly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 2004 was 2004 was a good draft, but it
Yeah.
wasn't top quarterback. All right.
Okay. For my 6th question, as you know, the Texans are a historically bad franchise.
Yeah.
Who was their 2010 first-round draft pick? We have A. Jadeveon Clowney, B. Blaine Gabbert, C. Whitney Merciless, or D. Kareem Jackson.
Not Blaine Gabbert. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
And I don't think Jadeveon Clowney. I'm pretty sure he was 2008, and if not 2009. And what were the other options?
Whitney Merciless and Kareem Jackson.
I'm gonna say Kareem Jackson.
You are correct. I don't even know who that is,
Ah.
but J.J. Watt was 2011. Blaine Gabbert was 2010, but picked by the Jaguars.
Yeah.
And Whitney Merciless is 2012.
Do you happen to know when Jadeveon Clowney was
He
drafted?
was 2014. I mean, or no,
Oh,
wait.
seriously?
Nah, yeah, 2014.
Oh wow, my memory was boggled. Man, I could have sworn he was like 2008.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I think it was 2014. Yeah, it was.
But yeah, as you said, Texans have struggled with success.
Yeah.
I don't know if they don't really have a future anytime soon, but anyway, I guess we'll have to see. So,
Yep.
my next question, I have. All right. As everyone knows, Peyton Manning was one of the best quarterbacks in history. Some people consider him the GOAT, but whatever. But he did have an amazing career. Now, what year? Now he is one of the few quarterbacks to have over 5,000 yards.
Ready to
what
deliver.
year
Here comes the
did he
first
achieve
pitch.
that?
Big swing by Sano and a ball
Okay.
sent to deep left field.
So
And
A
that one
is
gone.
2015,
Mm-hmm.
B 2013, C 2008,
Okay.
and
Could you repeat that?
Into the box, Jorge Polanco.
so A is 2015,
Okay.
Swing and let
B
the ball
is
foul off to the left and
2013,
out of play. A hit in two
2008,
at-bats for him at this point
and
of the ball game.
2003.
Okay.
Halfway to 100 pitches. Here it
This
is.
one, I in fact do know, and is 2013.
That's through, and he's now 2 for 3 in this
Ah,
one.
you're
I hope.
correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2013 was an amazing
So
was an
now
amazing year for him. He won MVP that year out of the 5 he has, but yeah, very successful. 2015 he showed a little actually a lot of decline. He even got benched that year, but he did win the Super Bowl that year, so
Hmm.
interesting year for him. And then 2003 was one of his great years. An All-Pro that year, and 2008 was a decent year. But yeah, Peyton Manning as a whole, one of the greatest careers of an NFL quarterback, I believe.
Hmm.
As we said, 5 MVPs, and he has had 14 Pro Bowls, 7 All-Pros, that is a very impressive stat. And of course, two Super Bowls.
Yep.
One on the Colts and one on the Broncos. Oh, in his 2013 season, surprisingly, he did not win a Super Bowl that year. He wouldn't get one with the Broncos until 2 years later. Fun fact. So let's move on.
Well, my question is foiled. My question was, which NFL QB has the most MVPs?
Yeah, that'd be
Very
Peyton Manning
unfortunate
with
question.
5.
Yep.
But I'm gonna put in a little trivia of my own.
Okay.
The second most MVPs, I believe. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers have 3, if my mind serves me correctly.
Pretty sure,
Unless there's
yes.
someone who has 4, which I don't believe.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
I mean, the award MVP itself it's an honor to have. If you win MVP, then it shows great reluctance to your career.
Yeah.
Many elite people have it, like Joe Montana, John Elway, Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
Adrian
Even Matt
Peterson.
Ryan has one.
Okay.
Adrian Peterson has one. Yeah.
Yep. Matt Ryan
I think
sure has one.
MVP is 2016 Matt Ryan MVP. Cam Newton has one. But Adrian Peterson MVP 2012. To get an MVP as a running back is very impressive.
Something you don't see every day.
But Drew Brees apparently never got an MVP.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy to hear. And then Peyton Manning has 5. That's a weird thing. And then who else? I mean, Patrick Mahomes has one. Lamar Jackson has one too. Those are crazy, considering their age. Yeah, but most valuable player. That's an award most people would die for.
I do have another question that is that I can replace my question. No, it's related. It's related, but I can just replace my question. It's another MVP one. Which NFL player received 2 MVPs consecutively?
Consecutively.
Yeah. It's tough. It's a tough one.
That is tough. Is he currently in the league right now?
No. No.
Joe Montana?
No. He's not a quarterback, I can say that.
Oh, he's not a quarterback.
Yep.
Okay.
That's my hint.
Walter Payton?
Close.
Jim Brown?
Yep. Jim Brown.
Alright.
1967 and 68, I'm pretty sure. He won
That
the
is
first
also
2
very
MVPs.
impressive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
2 in a row. That's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Jim Brown was a hell of a player. So was Walter Payton. You
Yeah.
know, running backs. be an elite running back. I think that's. I mean, I know quarterback is a very important position to the game, but being an elite running back definitely, I think, takes more skill. I know it sounds weird, but I think it takes more skill being an elite running back because running backs are one of the more not useless, but like
Expendable.
less expendable. Yeah, that's the word. But you don't get people like Jim Brown or Walter Payton. You don't get those people.
Yeah.
So to be someone like them is outstanding.
Yeah.
So, alright. So I will go next.
Okay.
What is the perfect passer rating according to the NFL?
Okay.
It's A, 221.9, B, 158.3, C, 126.8, or D, 94.7.
Okay. Interesting. Good question. But I think it is 158.3. B.
Correct.
Nice.
Now, no quarterback has ever had a perfect QB rating, which is weird to say, but there have been some who have gone close. I know Joe Montana has gone close. One of his playoff runs, he played absolutely amazing. I watched this YouTube video where it said it was like top 3 playoff performances by a player ever. Joe Montana one year almost achieved a perfect passer rating. I think he received like a 150.
Wow.
But,
how do they even determine passer rating? I don't even know, actually.
I think they determine it by, of course, touchdowns for one. Lack of interceptions. I think that's a big thing. How many attempts they have. Yards, of course. I think it also is, like, don't get sacked, don't get fumbled.
Oh,
I think
okay.
those I don't know exactly how they do it, but I do know that, and I know a lot about Matt Ryan, but I know in his Super Bowl appearance, he had quite high, a quite high passer rating.
Did he?
Not like Joe Montana. Yeah, he did.
Huh.
In his 2016 MVP season, he hit a 117 that whole season, which is
Wow.
very impressive.
Pretty good.
It is. The passer rating is, when you look at stats, I guess it's a cool stat, but I don't think it's important when you determine a QB's success or
Yeah, no.
their greatness. But I think it's a cool little feature. But Matt Ryan, in his Super Bowl appearance against the Patriots, he had a 134.3 passer rating.
Huh. Even with a
Yeah.
forced fumble? And interceptions? Wait, that's actually...
He actually no interceptions.
Did he not? Oh, right. Oh, yep.
No
yep.
interceptions. He fumbled once. He had 2 touchdowns, but he still had a 134 passer rating.
Wow. What do you know?
And I believe Matt Ryan's also 3rd for passer rating in playoffs. So that's a really cool Matt Ryan fact. But you got it right. 158.3 is the perfect passer rating.
Nice. Okay. This is my question. Which of these players has won NFL MVP? You have A. Solomon Thomas, B. Mark Mosley, C. Will Fuller, or D. Matt Hasselbeck.
All right. No to Will Fuller, no to Matt Hasselbeck, and what were the first 2 you said?
Solomon Thomas or Mark
think-
Mosley.
I think it's Solomon Thomas.
You do? Okay.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you are incorrect.
Really?
Mark Mosley is the only kicker to ever win MVP.
I remember seeing that a kicker won MVP
Yeah.
one time.
And
Him.
Solomon Thomas is like a defensive end for the Saints, I'm pretty sure. But I was just trying to think of the most random names.
Solomon Thomas just seems like a name
Yeah, I mean,
I'm familiar with.
it seems like an old
It seems
name.
like some.
Like,
Yeah,
this
I
is-
knew it wasn't Will Fuller.
I mean, yeah,
Uh,
that's.
I thought it was a cool add-on though, but
Mhm.
yeah, MVP as a kicker. That
Yeah.
I have no words for that.
I don't even know.
Legit,
I don't even know.
legit have no words for that. It's just.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, he must have like not missed any field goals. I'm guessing, right?
I'm not sure, but I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he must have had an insane
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, win MVP.
All right.
Wanna go on to
I
your-
will go next.
Yep. Okay.
So, as we talked about this a little earlier, running backs. To be a great one, that is amazing. So, who currently leads the record with the most rushing yards? Is it A. Eric Dickerson, B. Jim Brown, C. Adrian Peterson, or D. Barry Sanders?
Um. That's interesting. Okay, can you repeat the answers?
A. Eric Dickerson, B. Jim Brown, C. Adrian Peterson, or D. Barry Sanders?
I think it's Jim Brown, honestly.
It's Jim Brown?
I think it's Jim Brown.
Well, unfortunately, that is. Oh, I probably should have noted this. Who leads the record with the most rushing yards all time in a single season?
Oh, that wasn't the question?
In a single season.
Oh,
You still-
okay. In
you
a
still
single
say
no,
Jim
it's
Brown?
Eric Dickerson in the single season.
Then yes. I'm
It's
sorry, I should have been more clear.
no, yeah, that's fine. Eric Dickerson is like 2100, right? He's the only one to have 2100.
2100. Yep.
Crazy.
He's first. Adrian Peterson was second. Barry Sanders was fourth, and Jim Brown was 13th actually.
Huh?
Well, yeah, I should have been more specific, but yeah, in 1984 he had over 2,100 yards, which is insane.
That's
And-
how is it even possible? This-
I know, in 2008, in the 80s, that's insane.
Yeah, that's insane.
So yeah, 2,100. I mean,
There's nothing much to say, but
Hall of Fame, is already in.
Mhm.
I believe he won MVP that year. If I'm correct. Let me check real quick.
I think you
But
did. In the meantime, do you want me to?
oh
ask-
no, it's Dan Marino. Oh, that
Huh.
sucks. Well, I mean, that makes sense. Dan Marino that year
No,
was
yeah.
also amazing.
Yeah, he deserves something.
Well, yeah, Dan Marino has, no rings, so
Yep.
unfortunately.
Well,
So at least he has an MVP to his name.
yeah, that's true. Want me to go into my question?
Sure.
Okay. This is kind of a weird one, but how many teams in the NFL are named after birds? I'm not going to
Birds.
give you any multiple choice questions. I'm not going to give you any multiple choices.
That's okay. Birds. Falcons for one. Yeah, I'm gonna write this down. So I got Falcons. You
Okay.
got Ravens. You got the Ravens, Falcons, Seahawks. That's another one.
Hmm?
Seahawks. Yeah, Eagles. Are there any more?
Wait, list them all off.
Eagles, Falcons, Ravens, Seahawks.
There is more.
There's more.
There's more.
Mm, Let's see. Okay, so that division, no. That division, no.
Missing a key one.
So there's. Eagles, Falcons, Ravens, Seahawks.
Yep. Those are correct.
So those are correct. Okay, so let's see, AFC North. That's complete East. Patriots, Dolphins, Bills. So nope. Titans, Colts, Jaguars. Nope. Chiefs, Chargers. Nope. Well, that's in the NFC. Let's see.
So here he is again, Mitch Garver.
So South, you got the Falcons. Makes sense. Okay, so it's not the South. North, Packers, Bears. Things not no. East, Cowboys. There's the Eagles. Giants, Washington. West. Oh, Cardinals. Oh.
Yep. 5 out of 5.
I don't have. Okay.
Now a swing and a fly ball.
I was wondering how you missed that one. I was like,
And
interesting.
Ah, yeah. Of course, in the Falcons. Yeah, that's kind of cool how there's 5 bird teams. Cardinals, though, I know it sounds weird, but they're kind of I don't want to say a relevant team because they have some players right now, but historically, I think they are the worst teams.
Yeah, think so.
Yeah. I mean, they have no rings. They don't really have much success, really. I mean, they had the #1 draft pick 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have mediocre seasons, but they have Larry Fitzgerald, you know. But really, besides him, they've had no success.
Yeah.
But the rest of these teams, Eagles, Falcons, Ravens, Seahawks, they've all had their share of success, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll say, yeah. Besides the Falcons, they all are a ring. Yeah, gotta hurt, but you know, Seahawks are still currently amazing. Ravens are, you know, great. And then Eagles, you know, 2018 great. And Falcons have been in 2 Super Bowls. They had that 2016 season, which was pretty great. The Cardinals, I mean, 1 Super Bowl appearance, but that's really it, I guess. So, alright. That's a good question. That's very creative. And this is my last question, which I feel like we'll have a nice discussion about. But who won the 3rd ever Super Bowl? Was it A, Packers, or B, the 49ers,
Okay.
C, the Chargers, or D, the Jets?
Interesting. I'm gonna say it's the Packers with Bart Starr. I think. Is that right? No. Is Bart Starr? Yeah, no, he wasn't the Packers.
Bart,
On the Packers, my brain dead.
he was on the Packers. One of the great quarterbacks with the Packers.
I'm gonna say that.
While Bart Starr and the Packers were very successful, especially early on, they did not win the 3rd Super Bowl ever in NFL history. In
Interesting.
fact, it was the Jets who won the 3rd Super Bowl.
Oh.
Crazy. Their one and only Super Bowl. Yeah, they played the former Baltimore Colts in like 1969, I believe, or 1970. Yeah, the score was 16-7, and this is a historically known football Super Bowl because you know, had Joe Namath as the quarterback, who is, I think he's well known, but I wouldn't consider him elite. But the reason why the Super Bowl is very special is because it was the first sign of what people call an underdog, I should say. The Jets were pressure to lose. Like, everyone thought the Colts were going to win. They didn't, and the Jets actually destroyed them. And this Super Bowl also led to the NFL merge of the AFL and the NFL, which created the AFC and NFC, surprisingly enough. After that Super Bowl, the AFC and NFC formed. So I think that's a cool little fact.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, that was a very impacting Super Bowl. A lot of things changed after that year, and
Yep.
the term comeback, but the term underdog and upset was very relevant.
Hmm.
So that was my last question. You have one last question?
I do. This
Alright.
question, kind of a weird one, but who broke Joe Theismann's leg? There's A. Junior Seau, B. Lawrence Taylor, C. Teddy Bruschi, or D. Malcolm Jenkins. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, I know Lawrence Taylor was one of the greats, but what was the last one again?
Malcolm Jenkins.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it was him.
You think it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in fact, in fact, it was Lawrence Taylor, and Malcolm Jenkins is a safety
Wow.
for the Eagles now.
Safety? Oh, what am I thinking?
And he still plays. Or no, is he on the Eagles? Yeah, I think he's in the Eagles. Or the Saints, I can't remember. But yeah.
Oh, well, I should have been an easy one. I just thought Lawrence Taylor, I thought that was just such an obvious answer.
Yeah, I know.
I guess I had to go. I don't know, Malcolm Jenkins just seems so familiar, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well,
But yeah, Lawrence Taylor
yeah.
Lawrence Taylor definitely makes sense. He was one of the greatest defensive players in history. He was a huge man, huge.
Yep.
Yeah, great career. But all right, that's interesting. And that's all the questions we have for today.
Yep, that is. Well, I'm yawning. That's tiring.
Yeah,
But-
so I think that went well. And make sure to follow us on Twitter. We're gonna check this video on YouTube. Witness our MLB game, which just ended, which ended horribly for me. Yeah.
Unfortunately, 6-0 loss. Well, 6-0,
Yeah, but-
6-0 victory for me, but
Yeah, so make sure to check out our YouTube video. And
subscribe,
don't forget to
sub, comment, like.
follow our Twitter for more updates.
Yep.
Be expecting our next segment, our debate Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Be expecting that, and I think that's really it. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.